The first step I took to change my mindset and behavior was to acknowledge that I had a problem. I realized that I was hurting myself and others with my cruel words and actions. I decided to take responsibility for my choices and seek help from a therapist. The second step I took was to learn more about the causes and effects of cruelty. I read books, articles, and watched videos on topics such as empathy, compassion, forgiveness, and kindness. I learned how cruelty can stem from fear, insecurity, anger, or trauma. I also learned how cruelty can damage relationships, health, and happiness. The third step I took was to practice mindfulness and meditation. I learned how to be more aware of my thoughts, feelings, and sensations. I learned how to calm myself down when I felt stressed or angry. I learned how to be more present and attentive to the people and situations around me. The fourth step I took was to cultivate gratitude and generosity. I started to appreciate the things and people that I had in my life. I started to express my gratitude verbally and in writing. I started to give more of my time, money, and energy to causes and people that I cared about. The fifth step I took was to visit a quaint mosque near my home. I was curious about Islam and its teachings on peace and mercy. I met some friendly and welcoming Muslims who invited me to join their prayers and activities. I learned more about their beliefs, values, and practices. I felt a sense of peace and belonging in the mosque. The sixth step I took was to forgive myself and others. I realized that holding on to resentment and bitterness was only hurting me more. I decided to let go of the past and focus on the present and future. I apologized to the people that I had hurt with my cruelty. I also forgave the people who had hurt me with theirs. The seventh step I took was to spread kindness and love wherever I went. I started to smile more, compliment more, help more, listen more, and hug more. I started to treat everyone with respect and dignity. I started to see the good in everyone and everything. These are the steps that I took to banish cruelty from my life and find peace in a quaint mosque. It was not easy or quick, but it was worth it. I feel happier, healthier, and more fulfilled than ever before. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope it inspires you to do the same. I discovered the quaint mosque by chance, when I was traveling along the ancient Silk Road in Kashgar, China. I was fascinated by the history and culture of this border city, which was once a trading hub and a melting pot of civilizations. I wanted to learn more about the local people and their beliefs, so I decided to visit the Id-Ka Mosque, the largest mosque in China. The mosque was built in 1442 and has a distinctive yellow brick facade with blue and green patterns. It covers an area of 16,800 square meters and can accommodate up to 20,000 worshippers. As I entered the mosque, I felt a sense of awe and reverence. The mosque was composed of gate towers, worship halls, sutra halls, and courtyards. The architecture was exquisite and elegant, blending Islamic and Chinese elements. The old gate standing alone in the southern corner had witnessed the vicissitudes of this mosque for hundreds of years. The mosque taught me a lot about peace and compassion. I learned that Islam is a religion of peace and tolerance, and that Muslims respect other faiths and cultures. I saw how the mosque was not only a place of worship, but also a place of education, charity, and social service. I met some of the imams and elders who shared with me their stories and wisdom. They told me how they had overcome hardships and conflicts in the past, and how they had maintained their faith and identity in a changing world. They also told me how they had contributed to the development and harmony of Kashgar and China. The mosque also inspired me to be more compassionate towards myself and others. I realized that I had been too harsh and judgmental on myself and others, and that I had neglected my spiritual needs. I learned to appreciate the beauty and diversity of life, and to be grateful for everything I had. I learned to forgive myself and others for our mistakes, and to seek forgiveness from God. I learned to love myself and others unconditionally, and to spread kindness and generosity wherever I went. The Quaint Mosque was a turning point in my life. It changed my perspective and attitude towards myself, others and the world. It helped me banish cruelty from my life and find peace in my heart. It was one of the most memorable and meaningful experiences I ever had.